Oops, I was muted, honey. Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Um. Oh, honey, was that intro low? I didn't realize I had the volume down low. All right. Happy summer. Listen, my brain has been on summer break, honey, because we are in a little hiatus with Judge Joe Brown, the Man Up Show, which is fine. I'm supposed to be on a hiatus too. But my purpose of a hiatus is to get consistent with doing something on my own, right? But we'll be back next week, Thursday. So, anyway, guys, hi, happy Wednesday. How is everybody? Please share. Please share this video. Please like this video. Hello to everybody on X. Please like on X. I don't have time for this. I really don't. I don't. Can you guys hear me? And I done messed up just about. Can you guys can hear me? I don't and I'm not. Listen, it's Mercury, retrograde Mercury, whatever the hell. I don't believe in it. However, it does mess with the energy. And what I am not going to allow, I'm not going to allow anyone or anything disrupt me. I'm not going to allow this internet. I'm not going to allow StreamYards. I'm not going to allow the Wi-Fi, the connection. I'm just not going to do it. Wiped out all my videos that I had placed up here. Now I have to turn around and just go to, you know, where I save the videos and upload it as I talk about it, but that's fine. Thank you. Mercury retrograde. Yes, honey. See, I don't believe in that. I can't even say it right, but it's all right. It's all right. Yes, honey. We're going to proceed and we're going to have a good show. And I'm going to be consistent. Now, I have not done Dana in the mornings lately, honey, but I will be back to doing that on Friday. So, yeah. So, like I was saying, please share and please like this stream. Also, before we get into the show, I have a sponsor and it is the highest paid. So last month in July with the highest paid, they was offering 30% off. Well, that sale has continued into the month of August. So you could go to the highest paid.online and you can get 30% off with the promo code Dana30. Yes. Let me play the commercial.
The highest paid.online has partnered with The Real Dana to bring you this special sale. For the month of August, you will receive 30% off any of the options trading courses we provide. Use code DANA30 to access the sale. Go to highestpaid.online and get started today.
Yes. So go to the highestpaid.online and get 30% off and learn how to make money trading stocks options, right? You could do a part-time, you could do a full-time, you could do it casually, but it's a skill you can develop and you can actually make a whole lot of money doing it. So go sign up. The link is in the description. All right. So first thing I want to talk about here is Ann Coulter, because as you can see in the title, the problem was voting race based. And that is a problem, especially now that Kamala Harris has said she's running for presidency, right? Next week in Chicago, the DNC, well, the Democratic National Committee convention is going on next week. Oh, honey, they're going to bring out all the entertainers and the rappers and the cornbread and the collard greens and the chitlins. Yes, honey, it's going to be a chitlin circuit on a caviar platter. Because Democrats got money and they pay their influencers well. Listen, if you guys want to be pro Kamala and you have a social media platform, reach out to them. They pay you good money if you are pro Kamala. Yeah, that's one thing about the Democrats, honey. They pay very well. They pay you for your loyalty, right? Um, and the problem is though, when we look at Rickey Smiley and the Roland Martins and all the other crying Negro networks or crying Negroes, right? They want you to vote for Kamala Harris because she's black. She's not black. She's not. She's an immigrant, even though she was born here. And technically, she's not even an anchor baby because her parents are here on a student visa. So she's half an anchor baby. Her mother's Indian and her father is Jamaican. And her father does not claim to be Afro Jamaican. He claims to be Indo. And he also claims his Irish background. So she's not foundational Black American. She's not. But apparently, you have these boulets running around here, the AKAs and all of the rest of the Divine Nines and everybody else that want to get a check, right? They're saying she's black and we should vote for her because she would be the first woman president and first woman black president, which makes her the so-called second black president. She is not black. Hell, Barack Obama he's not even a Black American. His mother is white. He's American. His mother is white, but his father's Kenyan, and he was raised by Indonesian man who was wealthy. So he's not even foundational Black American, and she's not either. Well, I guess we're stupid, and there are a lot of Black people who are stupid to believe that, and there are some white people out there. You guys are stupid too, who are echoing those same sentiments that she's black. But Rickey Smiley wants you to vote for her because she is a black woman. Now, Ann Coulter also called her out. But I'm trying to think, should I start with Ann Coulter or should I start with Rickey Smiley? Right? Let's see. I think I want to start with Rickey Smiley. Yeah. I'm going to start with him. And then I'm going to go to Ann Coulter. Let me share this. Where do I want to go? I think I want to go here. But I'm going to bring myself over here. Yeah. Save. Update. So this is Rickey Smiley in the morning, and it says Rickey Smiley goes the F off defending Kamala Harris. And this is a 10-minute tirant. Data, did you say KH not black? I believe that. Yeah, because she's not. So he's defending Kamala Harris, saying that she's black, and he's trying to persuade people to vote for her. And I just want to know, how much are they paying these celebrities?
The first joint campaign rally together in Philadelphia. Kamala Harris praised Walz going down his list of titles from coach to congressman and even military veteran. She ended his
interview.
And I think we'll definitely get his state and the state of Pennsylvania as well. Either one of those governors would have been a great choice for Kamala Harris. I'm just sick of the black people on the internet talking about I'm not with her. Okay, so if you're not with her, that means you with Trump. And y'all need to block every last one of their asses on Facebook and on Instagram and social media and stop. Like that's just garbage.
Yeah.
It's just garbage.
Can everybody we be united on anything?
Can't agree on a damn bucket of chicken. One person want a hot dog.
I always complain.
Black folks get on my damn nerves, man. Why everybody making all these celebrities making all these videos going off on Kamala Harris and stuff, and then the black men, Kamala Harris didn't prosecute you and treated you bad in court. I got treated bad in court too, but I'm with her because a vote for her. If you sit at home and you don't support her, you are definitely supporting Donald Trump, you can vote for who you want to, but don't be trying to encourage other people and sit up there and put bad stuff. Where's that same energy for Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Well,
You know, I'm just like, don't.
Well, I don't have the same energy for Donald Trump because I'm voting for Donald Trump. Yes, a vote that is not for her is a vote for Donald Trump. And if you want to sit on the couch, that's still a vote for Donald Trump. Yes, my vote is going down Trump. I would say it loud. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Why would I vote for her? Why? What has she done as VP? What has she done as a senator? What has she done in the state of California as attorney general? What has she done in the city of San Francisco as a district attorney? Nothing. Nothing when it comes to Black Americans. How can you claim to be Black, a Black woman? How can you claim to be a Black American and you have done nothing for Black Americans? And you were always in a position of power to do something. So why would I vote for Kamala Harris? See, they always try to shame, block them. Honey, we don't care because we over here, put that where right there, we over here, we got our own movement. And it's way better and it's surpassing Kamala Harris. And I'm going to get to the fact that Kamala Harris is manipulating the media, right, in her favor, but I'm going to get to that in a minute. However, you could block all the people that are pro-Trump, that are Black and pro-Trump. So what? We don't care. We don't care because you sound crazy. Every person, listen, if you want to vote for Kamala, fine. But don't sit up here and say vote for her because she's Black. That's your only one-trick pony. They could never tell you anything that she's done for Black Americans, anything that she's done for America. They cannot tell you any policies that she helped pass or initiated when she was a senator. She has not advocated for anything when she was VP except for keep that border open. And she failed being a border czar.
And then they're not even doing, y'all not even out here doing real research to look at her record. If you do the research or whatever, stop believing everything you read and do real research, you can see what a record is. You can see what she have done. I think you can Google what have Kamala Harris done for the Black community or things that Black people benefit from a lot. We need to stand with her. Yes. We need to stand with her. She's great. She will make a great president. And what a blessing to be living in a time where a Black woman can become president of the United States of America. In our time, we get a Black man and a Black woman become president. That's unheard of.
Come on.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Race-based voting. They keep saying she's done a lot. She's done stuff, particularly for Black Americans. But if she's done so much, just name one. Just name one. Don't name something that she helped break a tie on, because that was for all Americans. And she even said it. She's going to do a policy for all Americans, not just Black Americans. And any policy that's supposed to be for us is going to benefit all of America. So apparently she's all living our issues with everybody else. But if she's done so much, Ricky, just name one thing.
Oh,
Stop it.
Messy. Be on the right side of history. Be on the right side of history.
That's so, it's just the Amber Rose and everybody got all these videos and stuff and talking about Kamala Harris talking out of both sides of her. How would you say something so disrespectful? Even if you felt that way, I wouldn't dare make a video or say nothing like that to the vice president of the United States of America that's trying to stand up and that's going to possibly pick 2 United States Supreme Court justices or whatever to try to keep the laws in place that Thurgood Marshall and all of the people that have paved the way and try to redo and get back into some of this settled law, women's rights to choose your voting rights, and Brown versus the Board of Education. Do your homework, Black
hold
people.
up. Let me just tell you something right here that could be very historic. And Kay pointed this out to me. If Kamala Harris is elected, she would be sworn in.
She could be sworn in
MLK Day
by the first Black Supreme Court,
and possibly by Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Yeah.
Does that not give you chills?
Come on, stop it.
Does that not seeing
Maria,
just make your
can-
whole body vibrate.
Maria,
Oh my
I can go
gosh.
deep into that. You got a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated reading in a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated into the damn White House. What's
Come
wrong
on
with
now.
y'all?
Come on, man.
MLK holiday.
So you're proving my point. So we supposed to vote for this woman because she's black. And if she is elected president on November the 5th, we should vote for her to make sure she's elected on November the 5th so that she could be sworn in on Martin Luther King Day, I believe January 15th, and Ketanji Jackson could be the black woman that swear in another black woman president. And and the icing on the cake, they are part of the Divine Nine. Let's unpack that a little bit. Let's start with the Divine Nine. The purpose of these fraternities and sororities that were created going all the way back to 1904, 05, was to fight back against Jim Crow and discrimination and being disenfranchised because, one, they were not allowed to join any white fraternities and sororities. That is a fact, of course. But two, the purpose of these sororities and fraternities is to have a camaraderie of community and to give back, to be organized, whether it's for politics, business, or what have you, right? So it was basically to combat Jim Crow and discrimination, protect where you live at, have a system in place of organizing, whether it's in media, whether it's in business, whether it's in agriculture, definitely education. But it was the purpose to combat Jim Crow and the advancement of Black Americans. That's why it was developed. Well, she has no connection to that lineage here. So fast forward today in 2024, when you look at these Divine Nines, what have they done outside of this year's election? What have they done, let's just say in the past 20 years, to help Black youth? Forget all of Black America, just the Black youth. What public policies have they advocated to push to the Congressional Black Caucus to pass specifically for Black youth education, or just Black Americans? Nada. But you hear the Deltas and the AKAs and the Qs and what have you. You hear these Divine Nine members coming together, pulling their resources and their money to make sure that they're advocating, going out canvassing, getting people to vote, coercing them to vote Democrat and to support Kamala Harris just so that she could be president. Well, if she does become president, her being president is only going to benefit the sororities and fraternities who has done nothing any other time to help out Black youth or Black people. They already have a Divine Nine initiative for the incoming president, if it's her. An initiative that's directly going to benefit their organizations, not Black American policies. So again, when you were saying, doesn't that send chills? No. Yeah, it makes my hair stand up because that's some real ignorant, scary shit that you would sit up here and try to champion for Black people to vote for her simply because of her skin color, simply because she's part of a sorority. But you want to use Black suffering, MLK, racism, to pander to get that support to try and usher her in. Mind you, running for presidency, you have to win the South to get those electors. If you don't get the electoral college votes in the South, you're not going to become president. You have to get South Carolina. Yeah, you do. And in order for you to get South Carolina, you need the Black vote. In order for you to get North Carolina, you need the Black vote. Virginia, you need the black vote. Even Ohio, you need the black vote. Georgia, you need the black vote. Because majority of black people are in the South. So if she cannot flip a red state blue, she is not going to be president. And she needs to flip probably at least 2 states. And another show, I'm gonna have some data on that, honey. But let's just take South Carolina. Jim Clyburn, he doesn't have that clout amongst the black voters like he used to, because my generation and younger, oh, we are stepping in and we're cutting that support in half. So if you do get the majority of black support in the South, it's going to be by probably a 1 to 2% margin, which means it's not going to be a big, large percentage of the majority. White people are already the majority, and they're not going to flip and vote for your dot forehead ass. Absolutely not. So again, race-based voting is a problem because you are reinforcing on radio nationwide as black people, you're not educated talking this nonsense. Rickey Smiley is not the only one. Of course, it's Roland Martin. Of course, it's the Angela Rye, and it's Charlemagne or whatever. All these people. Excuse me. And Steve Harvey. And I'm sorry, it's an embarrassment for any black person that sit up here and allow themselves to believe or vote for her simply because you believe she's black and she's part of a sorority. And that has never happened in this nation. Forget about the policies. Forget about her track record in California. Forget about her track record as VP. Forget about her neglect at the border and how that is a direct effect on Black Americans. 70% of Black Americans make $37,000 K a year or less. 70% of Black Americans in this nation. So you round up all Black Americans, let's just say adults, 18 and up, working age. 70% make $37,000 a year or less. That is a problem. That means majority, 70% of Black Americans, adult Black Americans, are working low-wage jobs. Illegal immigrants are coming in and replacing them, taking those jobs. And you are supposed to be the border czar, but you are the direct cause for the high unemployment rate amongst Black Americans. But we are supposed to vote for you so that we can see you on TV getting sworn in by a Black woman, a Black Justice woman, Justice Ketanji Jackson, and you're both part of a Black sorority, and you claim to be a Black woman. So that's the only reason why we should be voting for her. Never mind the unemployment. Never mind the illegals placing Black American jobs. We should vote for you just on the fact that you are part of a Black sorority and you're going to be sworn in by a Black woman and you claim to be Black. Have we not learned anything from Obama? The 2 terms that I was one of those people that voted for him.
But y'all mad because she ain't talking about reparations.
Who was a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated?
Come on now.
Oh my God, that just gave me chills.
Did he just say, and y'all mad about reparations? See, I'm not planning on talking about reparations tonight. I'll even see that for next week.
It gave me chills.
Game changer, dog.
Game.
Man,
Talk about game.
y'all better come
Go
get
to
me off
sports,
this
'cause
radio
you better
today.
come get
Hey,
him.
you can keep going. You want to keep
Today.
going, dog? You want to keep going?
Today.
Oh, they ain't gonna be mad at you today, Rick. Hey,
I
man.
don't care. Well, stop the music. Stop the music. Stop the music.
Go, dog.
Stop the
Go.
music.
Go.
I don't care about who get mad. I know I'm right.
Exactly.
I know I'm right.
So this is the thing. Nobody doesn't care if Rickey Smiley is mad. We're not mad at Rickey Smiley. Nobody takes Rickey Smiley seriously except for you delusional black people that are really going to vote for this woman because she's black. Us other folk, we're not mad at Rickey Smiley because he's not a major factor. He's a buffoon. He got his start up wearing drag, pretending to be a old black church lady. So, dude, you're not respected at all.
History. This is what Dr. King died for. This is what Medgar Evers died for. This is what Rosa Parks went to jail for. All of the sacrifices that black people had to make. Your grandmother's cleaning up white people's house and cleaning and scrubbing floors and doing all of this stuff. All these black people made all these sacrifices for us. Well, we can have this opportunity, and then you get a woman, now you want to question her race and question her ability and all this stuff. Why? Why are we doing this? Why are we like this? What is wrong? And I'm sitting here, I should be voting for Trump with the tax bracket that I'm in, but if I have to pay more taxes in order to do what's right, just where somebody else can have food in their mouth and do the right thing or whatever, I want to be on the right side of history.
So Martin Luther King did not die so that we could vote for Kamala Harris. Medgar Evers did not get shot in the back of his head in front of his house, in front of his kids and wife, so that we could vote for her. No. You know why they sacrificed their time with their family, sacrificed their lives, even Malcolm X? You know why they did it? Because they wanted to see the advancement of all Black Americans in this country. Not one person, not to stick. They didn't even do it. They did not sacrifice their lives to even see a Black person in the Oval Office. That's not why. They sacrificed their lives so that Black people can have equality. And this is the problem, that we have these incels, these ignorant incels in media, Black ignorant incels who don't know nothing about history, who is actually paid. They pay them off to get on the air and support this false prophecy of Kamala Harris. I'm sorry. They are paid coons. They are paid buffoons. And you cannot trust them. I don't care what color or what gender or what they identify as. You cannot trust anybody that could be bought. You cannot. Now, being at this janky Wi-Fi that I have sometimes messed up my videos here, I have to manually bring it up. Here we go.
Well, I write about this a little bit in my book, Mugged, about racial demagoguery, and also in Adios America about immigration. And that is, the important point he should have made is that the entire purpose of affirmative action, set-asides, civil rights laws that limit constitutional rights to freedom of contract, freedom of association, all of that was to make up for the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow. So unless these benefits are going to, roughly defined, foundational Black Americans, the descendants of American slaves, you've taken away the whole purpose of this. And that is exactly what's happened once we got this huge load of immigrants. Now, you know, a Thai who arrived on Wednesday will get an advantage applying to college, applying to corporations, over a heterosexual white male in particular. That's the biggest hate group, but any white American. And all of the civil rights laws have been, and affirmative action and so on, have been twisted into just anti-white hatred and open, egregious discrimination. So to make the point that Kamala isn't a foundational black American, I'm always pointing out to black people, hey, have you noticed Indians are getting all the good diversity jobs? What did we do to Indians? We didn't enslave them. I mean, most of these immigrants coming in, most are from, 90% of legal immigrants are from the third world. And mostly we've just run around saving them from earthquakes and tornadoes and coups and starvation. You know, they owe us, we don't owe them. But to switch from the concept of integration and civil rights for black Americans to this BS-y diversity, it's nothing but discrimination against white people. And that point should be made not just to, as I think Trump is always thinking, oh, he's going to win the black vote. He's not going to win the black vote. You ought to do things because they're the right thing to do, not because this is an appeal to black people, like releasing criminals. He thinks he's going to get the black vote by being soft on crime. Anyway, not only to point out to black Americans that their history is being stolen by immigrants, but to remind white Americans that this whole diversity thing is just discrimination against them. You still want to vote for the Democrats?
Let's hear from our viewers. As you can imagine, the phone line.
Listen, let me tell you something about Ann Coulter. She gonna say what's on her mind, and she don't care who she offend or who she upset or who she make feel good. She's not doing it for a feel good. She's not doing it to garner fans. Sometimes she does do it for shock value, especially if she's selling a book or got anything to sell or promote. But I agree with her to a certain point because and I have my little notes. Regarding illegals and American descendants of slaves, aka or / FBA, Foundational Black Americans, she's absolutely right. She's absolutely right. But neglecting neglecting white people, she lost me with that one.
Purpose of this. And that is exactly what's happened once we got this huge load of immigrants. Now, you know, a Thai who arrived on Wednesday will get an advantage applying to college, applying to corporations, over a heterosexual white male in particular. That's the biggest hate group, but any white American. And all of the civil rights laws have been, and affirmative action and so on, have been twisted into just anti-white hatred and open, egregious discrimination. So to make the point that Kamala isn't a foundational black American, I'm always pointing out to black people, hey, have you noticed Indians are getting all the good diversity jobs? What did we do to?
So I'm confused there with Ann, and this is what confuses me with her. So affirmative action and civil rights is anti-white man, but white women benefited the most from affirmative action. However, the illegals are coming here today, yesterday, and tomorrow, and they're getting all of these wonderful resources. They're getting not just boots, straps, but boots, brand new boots with a whole bunch of different laces to strap them up. But this country was founded by white men for white people and to preserve the white woman. So I don't understand, where is the discrimination against white people today? Because the Civil Rights Act, it's not designated to one particular race, because it's not race-based. It's not. Because that would be against the Constitution. That's against the law. affirmative action is not race-based. But behind the curtain, the reason why we have it is from the Black activists, MLKs, Thurgood Marshalls, yada, 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 Malcolm X, were fighting and pushing for that so that Black Americans can benefit, because we were not, and to end Jim Crow and to end segregation. But that still benefited, and was there for everybody to utilize. That is why LGBTQAI plus, that's what they use to get all of their public policies specifically for them. They use the Civil Rights Act. And the only thing I'm saying here is, where are policies, Black American policies? Because that was the purpose of the Civil Rights Act, for different groups to have an opportunity to get public policies created and passed specifically for that group. We're the only group that was left out. We're the only group that didn't demand anything, that didn't advocate. We have a voting bloc in Congress called the Congressional Black Caucus. So white men have always been treated fairly, and they will continue to be treated fairly here in America. So she lost me with that one. And just because you are agreeing that Kamala is not Black, that foundational Black Americans should be receiving these resources and not illegals, absolutely. But the underhand is white men in particular are being discriminated against now. That's like an oxymoron.
Indians, we didn't enslave them. I mean, most of these immigrants coming in, most are from, 90% of legal immigrants are from the third world. And mostly we've just run around saving them from earthquakes and tornadoes and coups and starvation. You know, they owe us, we don't owe them. But to switch from the concept of integration and civil rights for Black Americans to this BS-y diversity, it's nothing but discrimination against white people. And that point should be made not just to, as I think Trump is always thinking, oh, he's going to win the Black vote. He's not going to win the Black vote. You ought to do things because they're the right thing to do, not because this is an appeal to Black people, like releasing criminals. He thinks he's going to get the Black vote by being soft on crime. Anyway.
When was Trump ever soft on crime? When he signed the First Step Act, again, which was for all Americans, it wasn't a race-based act. It wasn't a race-based executive order. It was for all Americans, but it benefited Black people, particularly Black men the most, because they are the highly most populated bodies in our prison systems for nonviolent crimes. Why are you giving a person 20 plus years in prison for a nonviolent crime? So he's not soft on crime. So it's like, okay, she's not supporting Kamala Harris, but clearly she's not supporting Trump. Okay, it's fine. But you as a white woman using the suffering of Black Americans to make your point. Why you kicking dirt on us at the same time and try to spring up and support white men? And I get it. I do have white listeners, a lot of white listeners that listen on this channel. But I'm pretty sure you don't feel discriminated against. And if so, please message me or comment below and tell me how. Because I would really love to hear a white person, man and woman, tell me how you are being discriminated in this country today in 2024 or in any time, right? So Trump has never been soft on crime. It's actually the opposite. And what he did with the First Step Act was the right thing. He's not trying to buy the Black vote like Kamala Harris. He's actually creating policy that would directly help Black Americans, without saying Black Americans. And you have to give him credit for that. You have to commend him for that. So she loses me with her talking points. And sometimes just because someone is sitting in front of a camera and they talk, doesn't mean they know what the hell they're talking about. Doesn't mean what they're saying is factual.
Not only to point out to Black Americans that their history is being stolen by immigrants, but to remind white Americans that this whole diversity thing is just discrimination against them. You still want to vote for the Democrats?
Yeah, so I don't co-sign the DEI. I don't co-sign the, what is that other one? What is that other one called? I can't think of it. It's another word for DEI. I've forgotten. I think it starts with a C. But I don't co-sign none of that because it is a distraction. It is. But, you know, she was on point, but then she went left, and then she took another left, and then she lost me on the map, honey. CRT. Yes, that's what it is. CRT. Critical race theory. Like, what the hell is that? What is it? And I don't co-sign that either. So I'm just saying, as I know how, and I just want to encourage people to listen to what people saying, listen to what they're saying, and start breaking down their statements, deciphering what they're saying. It's very important. Because they slide shit in there to undermine you. I want to get back to Kamala Harris. And honey, I sent you the link. I said, come on now. I don't know what happened. I was supposed to have guests. This is what I wanted to bring up with Kamala Harris. Because Miss Thing is out here manipulating the headlines.
Axios reporting the campaign is giving real news articles a pro-Kamala Harris spin and then using them in Google ads. Martha McCallum's been looking at this, and she joins us now. Good morning to you. Welcome back.
Good morning,
nice
Bill.
to see you.
Great to see you.
Get ready for Chicago, all right?
Here we go.
Save that for a moment here. So the trick was we'll make it like an ad, and we'll reframe the headline so that when you're searching, maybe you see the spot and you read the headline, but maybe you don't understand that it's actually sponsored by the campaign. Show it, guys. Here we go. So this involved what? They cited CNN, NPR, Reuters, Associated Press, The Guardian a lot. And you would see this as you were going through your internet search. And, well, that's cheating.
Wow, it is. You know, this is really, and I should also point out that Google says that there was a glitch in their system that meant that some of the sort of barriers that they try to put in to make it clear what this is weren't working. Oops. I wonder if it was true for other campaigns as well. We don't know that yet, but they say they're looking into that. But just as an example, so this is a Guardian headline. VP Harris fights abortion bans. Harris defends reproductive freedom. Well, those things are true. That's a factual statement. That's something that she backs and supports. But then they have a description under the headline. So you know how there's a headline when you read a news story, then there's an under headline that you read in the news story. But it says this: VP Harris is a champion for reproductive freedom and will stop Trump's abortion bans. So the second line in what looks like a news story is actually a campaign slogan, a campaign statement. And, we all look at so much information, take in so many things so quickly throughout the day, right? This is very subtle, very manipulative. And in a moment when you also have a stepped up threat from Iran trying to get their bots into all of this and influence people in ways that are very subtle and difficult to figure out, this is something that I think requires a lot of diligence on the part of people who are looking for this information.
And Google says it's just what? They got one by the goalie here?
Yeah, Google says, well, there was a glitch. There's supposed to be more disclosure that this is an ad, a campaign ad, and they're going to work on that.
They're going to work on what? And I said this Monday night during the Elon and Trump interview on X, and the judge was up that night. I said that this election is going to be determined by the media. It is a free for all with the media. Who can win in the media? And it's us, because we support the media. But this election for presidency is going to be determined by who wins in the media. So sad, but that is so true. And this proves it. Harris can't manipulating headlines for ads. Trust and believe, the Democrats, they always have something up their sleeve. Always.
There's the cover. The impact of Biden's economic agenda. I'll start on that side. Harris will carry Biden's economic record into the election. After manipulation.
Which no one wants. No one wants her to carry Biden's economic record into this election. So look what they did after.
No, from their side, from their perspective. So VP Harris, economic vision, lower costs and higher wages. And even though it says it above, it's sponsored, that's an inaccurate.
The yellow.
And it's
because they're taking
deceitful.
the logo of the publication and making it seem like that's the headline. They did it again in Reuters. This is how it originally was. Impact of Biden's economic. What are we doing?
Right there. Go to this.
All right,
one.
we're going to go to North Dakota.
Go to that last one, the one on the far right.
Wall selected as Kamala Harris VP pick for 2024 election after Harris picks Tim Walz. 250 Minnesota families win. That was never in the headline before, but they made it that way.
So then in the next one, you can see what the original article said. The impact of Biden's economic agenda may be felt long after his presidency.
Okay.
So then they changed it to say at the bottom, inflation is down. Under the Biden-Harris administration, the U.S. is winning an inflation fight.
Right. So Google says that the Trump camp is not running these kinds of sponsored advertising, but other campaigns have done it in the past. Facebook actually stopped doing this because they felt it was disinformation. Because when you look at that stuff, and what Google says is, see, it says right at the top, sponsored. You should know this is sponsored content from the campaign. But the average person, they don't read the sponsored thing. They just look for the headline. It's like, oh, inflation is down. Oh, Harris picks Tim Walz. And so it is deceptive. And so, for instance, some of the news outfits are saying, what we're going to do is we're going to contact Google because we don't like this.
Yeah, but why are they contacting Google? Go to the campaign and say, this is misinformation from you, campaign. This is not our headline. We're asking you to cease and desist it. You're putting our logo at the top of it as if we said it. That's wrong.
Right.
This is another example.
Okay. So again, I just want to bring that up because they're always finding ways, to manipulate, to change, to hide, to cheat, basically. And, these people on Fox and other news outlets, they're journalists. They know how the media works. They know about engagement farming and stuff like that. So they could pick up things that we don't pay attention to. That is a fact. And the reason why I'm always showing Fox clips, because if I sometimes I do show CNN and MSNBC, but excuse me, when the Harris campaign is caught with their hand in a cookie jar, MSNBC, CNN, they don't report it. They're not talking about this. And if they are talking about it, they're giving an excuse saying it's all a lie. Like, no, I want to hear the other side of the coin, right? But listen, Fox News, they got a lot of shit with them sometimes. However, Harris Faulkner, to me, is very objective. So they do have some people on there that is very objective, as opposed to MSNBC and CNN. They are very subjective. It is a difference, right? But like I said, this year's election is going to be determined via the media. And that is a problem. Any white people listening, can you please put in the comment section if you feel as though you're being discriminated against because of your race in this country today in 2024? Tell me the reasons why. I would just like to know. All right, one more thing before I go to the super chats and a couple questions that couple of comments that I did highlight. I want to talk about this. Seaside Heights man gets prison term for fatal punch after victim called him a racial slur. And this happened in New Jersey, in Seaside, New Jersey. And I'm born and raised in New Jersey. Toms River, a Seaside Heights man who delivered a fatal punch to a 70-year-old bicyclist after the victim called him a racial slur, was sentenced to 3 years in state prison on Thursday. Anthony Collins, 41, will be required to serve 2.5 years behind bars before he is eligible for parole. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Yes. Under the terms of the plea bargain before State Superior Court Judge Guy P. Ryan, Collins pleaded guilty on June 10th to manslaughter and the death of Robert May, also of Seaside Heights. The incident took place October the 1st, 2023. Certain proof problems in this case resulted in the state entering into a plea agreement calling for a sentence that is below the normal sentencing range for manslaughter. I thought that was pretty low for manslaughter, but I reserve my comments afterwards. The victim family was cognizant of those issues and supported this resolution. I commend them for their understanding and forgiving nature. So the family of the man that died, they agreed to this low sentencing. The victim death was set into motion just before 4 p.m. on September 18th as Collins left Babe's Corner store on Summer Avenue in Seaside Heights. A man later identified as May riding a bicycle approached Collins and called him a racial epithet. As a result of the derogatory remark, Collins struck May once in the face, causing him to fall from his bike and strike his head on a curb, according to defense attorney Terrence Turnback. And this is a map. And Seaside Heights is down in the shore. At Collins' detention hearing, Turnback said his client acted after May, known as Frog, rode his bicycle into Collins' wife, assaulting her with it, before turning to Collins and calling him the N-word, after months of harassing Collins' children with racist remarks. So apparently, Mr. Collins had an ongoing issue with Mr. May, harassing his kids, and then the day of the incident rode his bike and hit his wife with it, and then called Mr. Collins racial names after months of taunting his children. So the man punched him in the face and he fell to the ground, hit his head on a curb. He didn't die right there. An assistant Ocean County prosecutor argued at the same hearing that Collins left the victim unconscious on a sidewalk, bleeding from the mouth and the head. So because Mr. Collins did not call 911 and left the man there, they're saying that it was, I guess, intentional. May was treated at the scene but refused additional medical assistance. He went home and began to behave in a way that suggested the blow to the head may have been far more serious. About an hour after the incident, Seaside Heights police were called to the residency, and the Tri-Borough First Aid Squad took him in an ambulance to the Community Medical Center, and they transported him to Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital in New Brunswick. A short time after arriving there, his health worsened, and he died on October the 1st. So the incident, wait a minute. The victim's death was set into, so this incident happened September 18th. He died on October the 1st. And they're saying that it was a result of the blunt head trauma when Mr. Collins punched him. An autopsy determined that May died from a blunt force trauma inflicted on him during the assault 2 weeks earlier. The death was ruled homicide. The Major Crime Unit Prosecutor Office in Seaside Heights Police investigated. Detective determined that Collins was May's assailant, and he was taken into custody after he surrendered October the 15th. Now, I wanted to try and talk about this case next week, but I know this is kind of trending now, so I wanted to break it up now. So I understand when if you get into a fight with someone, and if you punch someone and they end up dying later as a result of that fight or altercation, you will be convicted of a crime. However, I don't think he should have gotten any jail time. I think he should have just got probation. Because you have a history of taunting his children and they are minors and you are an adult. He should have called authorities then. I think if he would have reported the incidents when he was taunting his children prior dates to this incident on September 18th, I think it would have helped him in his situation more, because it would have been a history of this man torturing his family, basically tormenting his family verbally. But you physically ran your bike into this man's wife. Well, what do you think this man is supposed to do? Forget that he's black. Any man. If another man, I don't care how old you are, physically assaults your wife, running your bike, touching her, hitting her, it doesn't matter. You are going to defend your wife. You're going to defend your family. So he knocked him the fuck out, especially after you called him the N-word and you taunt my kids and you ran your bike into my wife. His intention wasn't to kill him. It was to hurt him for being disrespectful to his family. So he should not get any prison time. He should just gotten probation, because it is against the law to call someone a racial slur. Can you go to prison for that? Not really. I guess it depends on the situation. But it was self-defense. That's how I would look at it. And I'm still going to discuss this situation with the judge next week. But I think he should have got probation. Now, I said that I was born and raised in New Jersey, but I was in the tri-state area in North. That's North. Everything below that is like country. We have technically like a two-tier justice system, because just because this is in the same state, Southern New Jersey, their justice, their laws, their courts, their judges and lawyers, they don't like us in North Jersey. It's a different type of ball game. First of all of New Jersey is corrupt and it's racist. But Southern New Jersey is worse. Worse. So I am surprised he only got 2.5 years. Well, 3 years, only got to serve 2.5. Probably get probation before the 2.5. So that is low, because usually New Jersey, they try to throw the book on a black man. But I think if he was white, he would have got probation. I don't know if he had a good lawyer, if he could afford a good lawyer. I don't know. But should this man get prison time for defending his wife and his children? Just question. New Jersey, another progressive state, locking away the victim of a hate crime. Yeah. Because the hate crime was directed to him, Mr. Collins, not the man that ended up dying. Because, okay, if I punch you and you fall out, okay, I guess I should call 911. However, he should have took his old ass to the hospital. You're old. You wanted to go home. So you probably had internal bleeding, maybe in your head or whatever, for those couple of weeks. And then when you started feeling the symptoms, it was too late. Why didn't he go and get medical assistance? Why didn't he go and get medical assistance and report that he was assaulted? He didn't do none of that. So that's suspicious in itself. I'm just saying, he shouldn't have gotten no jail time. But because New Jersey is such a racist ass state, yes, it is very racist. You know, I'm really surprised he only got 3 years. Miss Thing, you are late, honey. I'm about to wrap it up.
Sorry. I told you I had a lot happening
I
today.
know.
And I fit you in. I got myself dolled up. Everything for you, Miss Dana.
I know, but you know what? So the DNC coming next week, honey.
Yes, the DNC is coming next week.
So you might have to be my correspondent.
Yes. So we are outside. So a couple of things. The first one is that the DNC is coming to Chicago, and Black Chicago does not want them here. They have a plethora of community events that they're calling. They're coming to the neighborhood. Al Sharpton and Roland Martin are hosting an event Sunday that everybody's super excited to go to. They said they're about to go boo them out the city.
Yes.
They're saying that they're having a voting strategy meeting. Excuse me. And I'm like, your strategies have led us to the path of chaos that we're on. So, excuse me, why are we listening to you? So they're coming Sunday, Al and Roland. They're also having some other community meetings. They're having a watch party for the DNC that the DNC is sponsoring. Some of the Black media outlets up here are doing that. But we're like, you guys didn't do that for the RNC. So what you're doing for the DNC? And that's because, again, they've been compromised. Jim Crow Joe has invested, I believe, $40 million into Black media. And so this is about to be a propaganda fest for our people. And we can't wait. Chicago Red is doing our own thing. I don't want to be around those people. I don't want to go down there only because I know that I'm like one of the main faces of the movement, and the Democratic Party is inherently violent. Excuse me. Sorry about that. No, I'm better. So I don't want nobody hitting me in the face with a brick. Okay, straight up. So I don't want to go down there. However, I do think that I'm going to be working on the projects with Fox News. So I'm going to hold that close to the chest. So I might be actually on the floor and seeing what's going on. So I'll definitely be able to give a very unbiased account of what happened. But I just want to let everybody know, Black Chicago voting for Trump. But like, nobody's excited about this. No, they're blocking the streets. We are going to attract all these crazies from all over the world, on top of the fact that they're going to send us 25,000 additional illegals before next Sunday. So we are waiting on the big drop. And again, we don't have any money for them, but they're saying that they're going to send all these people as a way to make the mayors look bad. And I get it. You know, I'm not mad at them, but at the same time, we don't have any money for them. What the mayor has also done is there was a tent city kind of near downtown, right off the expressway. Well, first thing that happened is that the tent city mysteriously caught on fire. Nobody knows how it caught on fire, but a whole lot of people got their tents and their belongings burned down. Then the city went and got all of those people out of there, and then they put up a wrought iron fence to make sure that the people could not get in ever again. Now, this is a tent city that has existed for years. I'm talking about at least over a decade. These people have been out there in the snow, sleet, hail, and rain. But now, because the DNC is coming, they're trying to get them out the way. They're also relocating. So there's a shelter for illegals in downtown Chicago, and they are down there completely off the chain. Gambling, selling drugs, shooting, robbing, fighting, stabbing, you name it. Ma'am, what you say?
The illegals are doing this.
Yes, ma'am. Because they have a shelter downtown. So the mayor has decided that he's going to relocate them from that shelter and move them to the south side of Chicago. So everybody is really pissed about that, because they're like, why are you doing all of this for these people? And meanwhile, the Chicago homeless hotline has been closed down for a month. So they're going through all of this rigmarole to get these people housed when they are literally not providing us with the resources that we need to house our own people. And that's the update on Chicago. So just know that we're not going to be down there. If you see like screaming, hollering, cussing, and all that stuff, that's not Black Chicago. We don't have time for that. They are also having a reparations rally on Monday that I'm going to try to attend. Just they said that we want to look united during the DNC, but I also think that's because a lot of the leadership has been compromised by the DNC. So they're going to use this as an optic to show Black Chicago really likes the DNC and we don't. Chicago
so they're going to be using our plight,
yes.
reparations.
Yes.
As like, see, we're pro reparations.
Yes.
So you should be supporting us. You should be supporting Kamala Harris because we're pro reparations.
Correct.
Even though it's just a front. Now, do you think that is going to be any Palestinians protesting? Because they
oh yes, so Chicago has the largest Palestinian population in the country.
Okay, so they go. So then you know what? I hope they do shut down them streets because they're everywhere, and then when they come in large numbers.
Correct.
They don't be playing.
So they've already said that they're going to bust their move. And we know that that's what they're going to do. But again, the Palestinians are coming. The Sandra Macy people are coming. The abortion right people are coming. The police brutality people are coming. The overall anarchists are coming. They said they've been sitting out their pluggers. They said that they're going to get started on Sunday. So, everybody's kind of anticipating what they're going to do. But then again, I have to put myself in the back because I know that people are coming looking for me. Like straight up. I mean, it's not to sound arrogant or anything, but we're the ones who've been making these moves. So I also want to invite anybody who's coming to Chicago for the event to attend the Sunset on the Democratic Party event that Chicago Red is having. We're having a beach party at Sunset to sunset our relationship with the Democratic Party. That's going to be Wednesday, August 21st at 5700 South Lakeshore Drive. The owner of Truth on the Beach, who is a Black business owner, offered her place to us. We're right on the water. So bring your stuff, iron your linens. This is going to be from 7 to 10 p.m. on Wednesday next week.
Come on the show next week then, because you're going to be busy there.
Oh, yes, ma'am. We got to get it all together. We're
now, I'm going to have because when does the convention start?
It starts Monday and it goes until Thursday. So, I'm going to be
grab you to come on Tuesday or something.
And Tuesday would be a good time because again, I have this project that I'm working on. And so hopefully I'll have all of the access that I need in order to get in there and do what we need to do to find out what we need to know. We know it's about to be a freak show. Like it's about to be a straight.
Chicago is the hot spot, honey. And
yes.
I said it's going to be chitlins, collard greens, all the twerking celebrities, but I'm glad that it's definitely going to be other people from the other side coming in saying, hold up. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. And the thing is, it's more of us than there are of them. Like they have to import their crew. Our crew already lives here. And like I said, everybody's been hitting me up like, P-Ray, what's the move? Where we meeting at? I got my stuff, and I'm like, yo, P-Ray not in that. Like, because what has also happened is that our typical agitators have gotten visits from the Secret Service, from the chief of police, and they're coming to people's houses and they're like, yo, keep all that foolishness at home. We don't have time for that this time.
So they're threatening people already. So
yes, ma'am. You act up at this event, you going to Cook County Jail. Like, this is not going to be like the George Floyd where they allow people to act a fool and burn stuff down. No, you act a fool this time, you're going to the county, and nobody wants to go to the county.
But we could still peaceful protest. We could still shout, but they probably still want to try and lock them up.
Correct. And, they're telling them that they actually needed a permit to go protest.
Okay, but they're not going to approve them a permit even if they apply, you think?
Correct. And that's what happened. That's what happened with a lot of people. They didn't get their permit, so they said they're going out there anyway. The Palestinians have never got a permit, and now they're about to have like a family reunion on the west side of Chicago because the United Center is on the west side of Chicago where we live. So this is why, again, I'm not getting on any buses. I'm not getting on any trains. I don't want to go east of California, until we go into our event. Yes. Okay. I'm going to the south side. I'm going to the beach. But other than that, I don't want to be around these people. They're really all about to try to tear our city up. And our mayor has, yes. And our mayor has actually greenlighted these people, right? He said that he believes in this protesting. He said that he believes in this progressive agenda. He's been attracting these people here. On top of the fact, y'all, that the southern border is open, they have caught terrorists coming through the southern border. So imagine who got through. Al-Qaeda has already identified the city of Chicago as one of their targets for individualized terrorist attacks. And you guys can look this up if you don't believe me. It was published in 2021. So we don't know what to expect. Straight up. I'm actually gonna tonight order me and my daughter some gas masks off of Amazon. Like, this is not a game,
you're
y'all.
prepare. You're getting
yes, absolutely. I got bullets, I got a gas mask, because again, we don't know what's going down. Now, people thought that the RNC was going to be off the chain. It was going to be a lot of protesters and all that. And it was not. It was calm. It was patriotic. The people in Milwaukee were happy to see us. It was like good. Chicago's about to be a whole different animal because there's already so much tension and animosity toward the Democratic Party from the local people. On top of the people who are coming in, it's about to be complete chaos. I hope that it's not. I swear to God, I really hope. It's not, I swear to God, excuse me, Lord. But I really promise that I hope that it's not a, chaotic as I believe it's going to be.
But shit, you don't want to, because you have to live there. And I think the DNC, they know they're going to get pushback, so they're probably bringing in all their reinforcements in.
Correct.
And the people who are pushing back, they're going to bring their reinforcements in, but they also have the state, the city, the police on their side as well. So,
and that's the thing. So, like, even with us in our movement, we've been out filming commercials. We're dropping a commercial after the DNC is over, and a commercial is it about to be. So we got work to do, like, straight up. And that's why I'm telling everybody too, like, at the end of the day, this is going to be 4 days in our entire life. At the end of the day, we still got to register people to vote. We still have to make people confident in the choice that they've already made, because a lot of times people are either saying, I'm voting for Trump, or I don't know who I'm voting for. And the people who are saying that they don't know who they're voting for, they're voting for Trump too. Like, they're just not confident enough to say it yet. So we want to make people feel confident in that choice. We got to make sure that not only are we registering people, but we're getting people to vote by mail. We're getting people to feel like, okay, I'm registered now, I got to get out and vote. Because we had the Board of Elections come and certify my organization as deputy registrars. Shout out to Chicago Red. So we are an officially state-sponsored or state-recognized civic organization. And so the Cook County Board of Elections had to come out and train us on how to do voter registration, because with us, when you register with us, we verify that you're a citizen with 2 pieces of identification, and then we give you a temporary voter card that has your voter registration number already on it.
Okay.
And so when she came to see us, she told us that the city of Chicago has 1.6 million registered voters, but only 550,000 people came out to vote in the primaries. So that's not even, right. That's less than a third.
Are always low, but people need to understand primaries are just as important as a general election.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so that's why we got to get the people to get out and vote, because I'm telling you, when I say everybody, y'all, everybody, except for like that little fringe, you find these, in self-righteous Democrats who are like, well, I can't vote for Trump, he's a felon, and
it's like, okay, there's some people who they're not going to change their mind, but there's like this new young batch of people who never voted, or maybe weren't interested in voted, or you know what I'm saying, and they
and those are the ones we're talking to. Those are the ones, the I call them the babies, okay, and not because they bad, but because they kids. We seen babies kids. Everybody got a little baby in them. Right. The babies between the ages of 18 to 24. All of them voting for Trump. I mean, all 100% of the people that we've surveyed in that demographic are voting for Trump, because they lived during the Trump years, and they can see that they lived really great lives. And they like, plus we're not voting for that Indian B word. That's what everybody said. We're not voting for her. And the little mamas find her highly offensive because they said that she is lying and pretending that she's a black woman, and she's not. Her saying that she put those greens in the bathtub has really set off black women in America, because we don't take our food in the bathroom. Who does that, right?
Exactly.
And she's
Look at if your grandmothers or mother saw you washing greens in the tub, you'll get your ass beat for that. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, right. Let your grandma see you taking her bunches of greens in the bathroom. You get a whooping. Like, go get the switch.
I wanted to ask you, have you been keeping up with the migrant crisis in Denver, Colorado?
Yes, that's what's about to happen in Chicago. Like, that's what we're trying.
It was like a gang took over an apartment complex.
Yes,
Did you hear that?
ma'am.
Okay.
So they took over the apartment complex. They're patrolling the apartment complex. They are collecting the rent off the apartments and not giving it to the owner, and the owner can't do anything about it. Now, I don't know how they are in Colorado, but in Chicago, we would deal with that, right? We would deal with that in a very real way. You're not going to take nobody rent money. Who are you? But this is the culture that the progressives have cultivated, this very soft, permissive, submissive culture. That's not us in the county of Cook, honey. But what we also see is that they have been trying to form gangs up here. But you got to remember, we have our own Hispanic gangs. So the Mexicans are dealing with them on their Hispanic level, right? But for us, we saying all y'all got to go. Anybody ain't got no papers getting up out of Chicago. I can tell you that much. And we're not.
But you know what the problem with that is? Because when you look at where you go to Venezuela, even Mexico, but a lot of those South American countries in particular, they monopolize industries, right? And so what they're doing, they're coming over here in these large numbers, these men, and they're doing the same thing here. And because of these progressives and liberals with these sanctuary cities, sanctuary states, they are allowed to, and which is crazy, because how you come here illegally breaking the law, so you are a criminal off the bat, and then you occupy a building, you collect the rent and say F you to the owner, because even if the owner try and say, give me my money, they're probably going to try and hurt the owner. So it's a problem.
It's a problem. But this is what they have cultivated. This is what they wanted for us, y'all. They wanted this chaos. And they did not expect for us to link up and push back like we're doing. The fact that Black Chicago is in total rebellion right now, they have no idea what to do. And then what they try to do, send Roland and Al to come check us, come chastise us?
Right.
Who? You know, like, who y'all talking to? We're not doing that. You can't check us. You can't scare us. You can't do anything but leave us alone. Go back to New York. Go back to Texas, wherever you from, but leave us alone. Stay out of our Black Chicago business. We know how to read, write, and count, and have great logical skills, right? We were actually in the Chicago public schools when they were teaching. So we know what's going on. And
let me ask you this. What is the Nation of Islam? Are they pushing back against the migrant crisis, the illegals, or, you know, or are they pro-Democrat? Like, are they doing anything?
I want to be careful speaking on the Nation because I don't want nobody come tap on my window. I have not heard them say anything. I'll say that. I have not heard anything from them. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what their stance is. I know that even when we were over here on the West Side screaming and yelling at the city about trying to put illegals here and take our park, they weren't there with us. However, I anticipate that there's going to be some type of showing this week, right? Like, this is the week for everybody to come peacock and show off their groups.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, so I didn't know they get down like that where they'll come tap on your window. Okay.
Oh, this is Chicago. Like, I think because I'd be laughing when I say it. People are like, oh, P-Ray, no, for real. This is Chicago. They will come tap on my window. They will catch me in the grocery store and be like, hey, sister, come here. Let me put something in your ear. You know, so you gotta mind your business, you know, drink your water, mind your business up here. But
to give you a fair warning.
Yes, because we're that kind of city. We're a pull up on you type of city. Because even though we are a large city, we're the third largest city in America, we're still a very small town. This is a small town. If you know 3 people, you can find out anything you want to know about anybody of any race in this city, right? And so you have to be careful and gracious about how you're moving in this movement, especially because we are really upsetting the power structure. I mean, like, for instance, I got a message today through someone from the vice mayor of Chicago who said to tell P-Ray she needs to take that motherfucking hat off and stop wearing it. You the vice mayor of the city of Chicago. Who are you talking to?
So it's thugs up in City Hall.
So he's actually a convicted felon. He's a bank robber. So I made a public post today on Facebook, and I said, Vice Mayor Alderman Walter Burnett, I got your message about my MAGA hat. Because I know that you a real thug who ain't scared to go back to jail, send me some cash and I'll wear the hat you want me to wear. Thank you. You know, ain't nobody playing with y'all. You know, it's not even to be disrespectful, but you can't punk us. You can't bully a bully. This is a city of bullies. This is why we have a code of order and honor and behavior, because everybody got alpha energy. Not everybody, but a lot of people do.
Right.
And so with that, we're just ready. We're prepared for whatever they're going to come pull to us. We cannot wait to give you. I told people, go get you some waters, go get you some pops, go get you some nachos. Like, everybody should be making some money next week, regardless of how you feeling about it or whatever. Get some bread. If you got an extra room, rent it out to these people for $700. Like, they're coming here to give us money, so we're going to be hospitable to our guests. But at the same time, we are not going to allow them to use us as props to push their platform of failure. No, we're done with that. We're done with the progressive platform. We're done with funding the illegals. We're going to be really stuffed next week with 25,000 more of them on the street, because as I'm sure in New Jersey, they're out there selling waters, pops, kids begging. Mama's got the babies. You got to step over them on the corner, walk around the men, keep your eye open. You don't know what's going on. We are tired of this. We're tired. We tired. Y'all tired. So I'm asking everybody to join Black Chicago as we go red. This is not a game. This is not a ha-ha. This is not anybody looking for clout. This is the difference between life and death. Because if Kamala gets in, Black people, hear me well, we go into the reservations. We are going to the reservations just like the Indians. They moved those, I heard they moved those homeless people in Chicago to Wyoming. We going to Wyoming too. And the reason that we're going to end up getting pushed out is because they are giving them way too much money and sucking up our tax dollars, which then it causes our taxes to increase, which increases the cost of living. So if you have a mortgage, your mortgage going up. If you renting, your rent is going up. However, because their rent subsidy is higher than your current market rent, you're about to lose your house and get your lease unrenewed. So now you're going into the shelters. Okay. If you do not speak Spanish, you better vote for Trump, because all of the jobs now are bilingual preferred, and our high school Spanish cannot compete against a native speaker. This is not a game. Get on code. Get out of your feelings. If you never voted Republican before, you better practice right now. Write an R on your paper with Donald Trump in the circle and practice coloring it in, okay? Because this is not a game, my people. Okay, this is not Chicago just trying to be mad. Oh, they're just mad at the immigrants because they're getting the things that they want to beg for. They're looking for handouts. No, we taxpayers. We pay in taxes. You get a tax bill twice a year, and the tax bill has gone up tremendously. We don't have food in our grocery stores because they're getting $5,000 a month in food stamps. Okay, we know people that got 5 kids that don't even get $1,000, and so they're getting and I had a woman in my space last night who works for Social Security. She said that they're giving them Social Security checks, the Afghanis and the Ukrainians, and they're getting Social Security disability checks because they have PTSD from the wars that they've run from. And our people have to hire lawyers.
As if Black Americans don't have PTSD, as if we don't have PTSD. So,
correct.
Yeah. And even our own veterans here don't get all those benefits.
No, a veteran can't go get Social Security because he got PTSD from the war, but they do. So that's what I'm saying, y'all. This is so serious. This is so serious for us. This is why we put our time into it. This is why we put our own money into this. Nobody's funding us. Nobody came to Chicago and dropped 20 gold doubloons in our pocket and said, go do your work. No, we're doing this through donations. If y'all want to help us, chicagored.org, come and help us build what we got going. Nobody's getting paid off of this. We pay our rent, we buy tents, we buy waters, we buy ice, we and pay the rent for our location. Oh, and we buy Italian beef pizza for our meetings. Other than that, that's it. That's where the money is going, y'all. This is not a grift. This is not a money grab. Everybody in my organization got a job. We work our I'm sorry?
It's grassroots.
It's grassroots, real live grassroots, not fake grassroots, not social media grassroots. The people in my organization, some of them are on Twitter, some of them are not. They have no idea what's going on the spaces. Okay, because they out there for real filming commercials and doing the work.
Right.
Like it's so much work to be done. So again, I'm just asking y'all to join us. Please, please, please. We need everybody to make this move. If we can get 30% of Black America to flip, America goes MAGA, make America great again, or once again. Now it's MAGOA, make America great once again. It's going to be great for us because we are 100% Americans. This is our country. So if the country improves, we improve, and we deserve it. Thank you.
Thank you, P. Ray.
You're welcome. Thank you, Dana.
And I'm going to put your information in the description so people can go and donate. And
tell them to follow me on Twitter too. Chicago Red P. That is me. At Chicago Red P. We have a ball on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, you already know how it's going. But again, one last thing. We're not arguing with the bad Democrats no more. Don't give them any more time, any more attention, any more engagement. Other than me, I do troll Isaac Hayes III just because I think that I call him Chef because I told him you like a pudgy, low-level version of your daddy. So you Chef from South Park. So now that's his new name, Chef. But other than Chef and Roland Martin, I'm not engaging these people because again, all made minds made up. Just encourage people, speak to their self-esteem, and remind them who they are. And remember, we are the most American people in this country. Share that with our people, and it's gonna be an easy win.
Thank you, P. Ray. Love you.
You're welcome. I love you, Mo.
I'll have you back on next week to give an update, and of course, you could come on anytime to talk and promote anything that you want to. So,
all right. Thank you, Miss Dana.
All right, appreciate you. I love P. Ray. Listen, let me tell you something, honey. She know her shit. She know everything about Chicago and the state of Illinois. She is in them streets. So shout out to her in Chicago Red. Guys, I'm going to put that information in the description and even in the comment section. And I'm definitely going to have her back on. I want her to come on more frequent. And of course, I do edit out some of these clips. And so I'm going to edit out her clip and I'm going to upload it and have it go across the screen so you guys can reach out. Follow her on Twitter. They do be trying to shadow ban or whatever on her on Twitter or whatever, but she's out there. Let me get to the super chats before I close it out. Thank you. What's this? Drizzle? I can't figure out your name here. But thank you, D. Kamala is not cast in America. She's not cast in Jamaica. She's a Quantrone. We should be careful about throwing the black around. Loose cognizant. Yes. Trucking all day. You and the judge should interview Angela Staton King. Yes, I did interview her a year ago. I had to have her come back on. She's great. She's doing great work too. Dems are so corrupt. Black Dems shall support the sorry Dem party over their own black folk, and the Tamil Gal does not support us at all. No. Who's Tamil? Who's Tamil? Thank you, Lock Vegas. Appreciate our FBA sisters. Yes. Love P. Ray. Dana, I live in Birmingham. I can tell you everything about Rickey Smiley. Send me an email, please. That's scary, Dana, because the media is 100% Kamala except Fox. Yeah. Because it's like, how in the hell you become the most hated and unpopular VP, then all of a sudden you're neck and neck or surpassing him in a popularity vote and in the polls. Like, no. And then you see all these ads, because they're manipulating the media. Dana, DEI and affirmative action is definitely cutting white people out of jobs and promotions. I work in corporate HR consulting. Okay, Christine, honestly, I think I need to do a show on that. It's something there. It's something there. I'm not saying that's not true, especially you work in corporate HR. You're not seeing it all. Mind you, HR is to protect the company, not so much the employees, but because you make sure you keep them following protocol. But you've seen it all. So you see the numbers, you see what's coming and going. I'm not denying what you're saying. I think for me, because I come from corporate 20 years, historically, when we talk about corporate, a lot of non-white people have been overlooked. But that is a great topic to discuss that I do plan on discussing in the future. So I appreciate that. I was trying to get I can tell you about it as well, Dana. The American white man is being held out of work as well. Okay, Latasha Evans. I think I need to do a show on that. And you know what? I want to have white men. I want to have a panel of white men talking about that. I want to have a panel of white men. So listen, all my white people and black people, if you know any white men who are interested, and I think I have somebody on X, send me a email. This is my email. Actually, let me stop. Let me make it bigger. Save. Yeah. Dana with the data at Gmail. Send me an email. Oh, Tamil historical definition of Kush and the people of Kush who are the original Asiatic. Oh, okay, thank you. Send me an email and let me know. I want to have a panel on white men to talk about that. I do. I love P. Ray. Because she's so knowledgeable. And I appreciate that. And she's outside heavy. And she's very grassroots. And she's very sincere and authentic. She's one of the good ones. And we need more of that. So listen, send me an email if you're a white man or if you know a white man. Because I want to put a panel together of white men talking about it. And white women. And if you have any data, any articles, email it to me, please. Because I think that's a good discussion to have. That's a good discussion to have. To be objective, a very good objective subject to talk about, topic to talk about. And I think it needs to be had. All right, guys. That's it. Great show. P. Ray came in here and shut it down. And what is her Twitter? I'm going to put her Twitter and her website information in the description and in the comment section after the show. So you could go to the comment section and you could go to the description after the show. Thank you, Katalia. Thank you, Shop Girl. So I'm going to put P. Ray information in the description. All right. Thank you, TJ Voodoo. I thank you guys. Appreciate you. Listen, have a wonderful night. No Man Up show tomorrow. Still on hiatus. We'll be back next week, Thursday, for sure. Next week, Thursday. Appreciate you guys. Love ya. All right. Let me get my outro together. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.